How you doing, Manginas? Angry Toddler here, bringing you guys TDM on Sanctuary, and welcome to Girlfriend Stories, episode 10. Last time we left off, I was talking about Ashley, and Ashy, I bounced her last name, so I had to kind of stop there, and Skankosaurus Rex, and I finally ended the story about her. So now, we're on to Danielle, and that's the girl, if you guys remember, the girl next to me in the locker that Ashley got kind of mad about that I would talk to. Well, once Ashley was out of the picture, when she moved, and like once me and her just finally ended, me and Danielle started hanging out and talking. And this girl, she was pretty cute, and I thought she was pretty fun and stuff. So I started hanging out with her like after school and during school. Well, I started to notice, well, first of all, like, at first it was really awesome. It was kind of like a new thing. Like, I hadn't dated a new girl. We didn't ever officially date, but we were like, had a thing for about a month. And so it was like really different for me because the only girl I ever know about dating was Ashley, and before that it was in 6th grade. So it was just kind of cool and new to me. And so I think I kind of liked her more than I should or did really, or thought I did rather, because I just got out of a relationship for so long and stuff like that. So basically, you guys can probably guess where this is going. The homecoming dance is coming up, and I asked her to go with me, and she said yes. And so it was about a couple weeks before the homecoming dance, and we started to talk a lot, and she actually moved into my locker, and she actually had my locker code. So I met her parents and everything. We hung out, we went to dinner and stuff like that. And so the night before homecoming dance, I went over to her house and watched a movie with her. And well, after I left, I was like, hey, I had a lot of fun, I can't wait for tomorrow. And then she drops the ball on me a night before the homecoming dance. I just want to go as friends, not as like a dating type thing. She's like, it's just not going to work and stuff like that. And I think I got kind of mad because it's like, it felt like it was wrong timing. I wish she would have told me maybe a week before the homecoming dance. And I really didn't want to go at that point. And I don't know, I've never gone to a dance with just a friend, like just going to like with a friend. I don't get what the point is. Maybe save money, that's about it. But I feel like if you go to a dance, you're either going to go by yourself or you're just going to go by yourself with a group of dude friends or like friends that are really close to you. Because I was basically going in a group with her and a bunch of other couples. And I was just like, this is just really weird. And I actually ended up going, but I didn't have a lot of fun. And what actually happened after that, after me and Danielle had a thing, my friend started going after her and she started liking him. And they actually dated. And well, Danielle, I still was kind of friends with her, but I wasn't as close to friends. I think she liked me as a friend more than I liked her as a friend at that point, because I was still just like, I don't know, I just really want to hang out with her at that point. And she still had the locker combo of mine, and she really pissed me off. Because first off, one time she put a bunch of candy in there, and she like put water on it, so it got kind of sticky, and I was fine. A lot of the candy was still good, so it was just kind of a free gift of candy to me. Well, then I get to school about a week later, and she took the trash can and put it all in my locker. So I opened up, I could tell it smelled outside my locker. I opened it up, there's trash in there, there's like a bunch of shit in there, and it was just nasty. And it smelled terrible, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck? And I was pissed. So I was like, I'm not cleaning this up. She thought it was hilarious. She started laughing. I'm like, this ain't funny. I was like, I'm not cleaning this up. I was like, this ain't even cool. It's like, it's funny if you put candy in there, haha, and stuff like that, or paper. I was like, but trash, really? There's like food in there. There's just gross ass shit. And I'm like I'm like, if you can't tell, I'm usually pretty laid back, and I wouldn't care about stuff like that. But it was just kind of weird, and I don't know, it's just stupid. And I got pissed, so I ended up actually moving lockers. I moved my locker into I was a captain for my hockey team, and I moved into the other co-captain with me. So I moved lockers with him, and it actually took 3 days for somebody to finally clean it, because what happened was it started to smell, and I got contacted by the janitor. The janitor contacted the principal, and the principal found out whose locker it was, and it was mine, and I told him what happened, and because he's like, what the hell, he's like, what's up with your locker? And I was like, well, I don't even use it anymore, and he's like, why not? And I was like, well, somebody put trash in it. He was like, well, show it to me. So I showed him the locker, and it just smelled and stuff, and he got pissed, too. and he made Danielle clean it. I thought it was hilarious, so she actually cleaned it up for me. So that was the end of that. Not very short. It was pretty short-lived. So, at the new locker, his name was Curtis, I met a new friend. That was a girl next to our locker. See the theme here? And this new girl, her name was Brittany. It was Brittany. I had to remember for a second. And I had talked to her before, but never really a lot. I've always thought she was like kind of cute, and I thought she was alright, but I never like hung out and talked to her. Like, she was in my classes before. So, she was in one of my classes that year too. And at the locker, I would always just jab at her, make fun of her. I'm not jab at her like punch. I'm talking about just like poke fun at her. And so, we started talking, and I started hanging out with her for a while and going to a movie and stuff. And so, eventually, I asked her to go to the Crystal Ball, which is winter formal. And so, actually, it was the girls that asked the guys for that dance. So she asked me, and I said, yes, sir, I'll go. Sounds good. And so, we went with her friends and stuff, a group of her friends, and it was a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun. What's actually really funny about it is one of her friends, what was her first name? Lauren. No, it wasn't Lauren. It was Kristen. It was something like that, okay? And so my best friend, Thomas, one of my best friends, rather, basically was like my best friend at Ankeny High School. And so, he, like, this girl likes him. Lara's her name. Lara was her name, not Kristen. And Lara liked him and wanted to go to the dance with him too. So, what happened was, she made him a cake by asking him. She baked a cake and says, hey, will you go with me? Because they lived, like, really close to each other. And he said yes. For his reason for saying yes was because he was hungry and saw the cake. So, so he said yes, and he didn't want to go, and he's like, shit, what do I do? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I took the cake and ate it, and I said, yeah, I'd go with her, and now I don't want to go with her. And I was like, dude, just suck it up, and you'll be with my group and stuff. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, it's going to lead on to stuff, and I'm going to lead her on. I don't want to do that. And she has a really big nose, is what he would tell me. And she did. She actually eventually got nose surgery and got it reduced. But that was a year after. And so this gameplay is actually about the end, so I'll tell you guys a little bit more about Brittany, leading on to me dating a few other girls. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I really didn't have the best score in this game, but I'm out of gameplay, really, because of my old computer. So, how about you guys just stay hairy manginas?